Hey guys, we know how much you love these reaction videos, and we have a particularly good one coming to you right now. We're going to be reacting to the wildly popular show Yellowstone, and one of the very famous scenes from season 5. But today we're doing things a little bit differently because we actually have the script for this episode. And we are going to be going by beat, from what the writers put in to what the actors did to bring that story to life. If you're a professional actor, an aspiring actor, or just a spectator that loves to see how this stuff is made, you are not going to want to miss this breakdown. Stick around. Let's get into it. This is from Yellowstone. This is episode 504. So that's season 5, episode 4, Horses in Heaven. So Beth Dutton has gotten into that bar fight in the prior episode, and now her brother Jamie has gone to get her out of jail, and now they are in the vehicle driving. And that's where we pick up here. Interior, Jamie's car, day.
What the fuck is that?
What's what?
The baby seat. What the fuck is that for? You have a child?
Okay, what I would like to point out to you guys right off the bat is it says, Beth picks up the large stack of files in the shotgun seat. She tosses them into the back seat and sees something that freezes her. She looks back at Jamie. So all of these things are very important, and as an actor, you have to be able to play these beats as scripted. This is not about memorizing your lines and then just saying them randomly however they feel in the moment. You've got to accept and understand that the writers are the showrunners, they're the producers, they're the executives, and when they write a script, this has a certain tone to it. This has a certain pacing to it. It breathes out in a certain way. And those beats that they write in tell the story. And also, it is not just the writers, not just the actors that use this, but it is everybody through the entire process. From the director all the way to the editors that are using this script and looking at these beats and going through the footage that they record and cutting this together so that this story comes through. So if the actors aren't playing these beats and it doesn't exist, how on earth could the editors get through and cut this story that the writers had intended from when they were in the writer's room? They couldn't. And this is why actors need to be able to see these beats, create these moments, and create this story. So you'll watch here as we went through that. When it says Jamie stares straight ahead, we have these moments.
You have a child?
And silence.
Do you have a child, Jamie?
A boy.
Okay, so pause there. So after that, when Jamie says a boy, it says she stares at him for an eternity. And she did. She took time to let that moment kind of breathe as she realized that. The script doesn't tell her what she's thinking about or what she's experiencing. This is the actor's job to know what happens in that silence. And it is certainly not just that it's like a boy and she stares at him for an eternity. Well, an eternity is probably 7 seconds. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. It's not about the period of time. The actor must understand what's going on in that moment. And obviously she's getting hit with shock and disbelief and anger and a flood of emotion, and it's taking over her body. So she is allowing herself to experience as character what that character would do, but is also playing the beat here. It wasn't just in her timing what she was feeling, but it was playing it in a way where they're getting the scripted beat, which is she stares at him for an eternity.
What? You have my room cut out of me? And God gave you a boy?
Okay, so we'll pause here because there's a little bit of a transition. So we get through the punching and the hitting. You guys can see that on the script there. The vehicle lurches forward, spins 180 degrees, which we saw. It slams to a stop on the curb. And then we're in a continuation of this, but the scene actually is now exterior side of the road day, and this would just be a seamless continuation from our interior vehicle shot that we had before. Beth erupts from the vehicle, marches down the street like a tornado. Jamie leaps from the car and follows her.
Beth!
I mean, guess this is that broodmare of a fucking campaign manager.
Yes.
I saw her coming.
Beth? Come on, Beth. Beth, stop! 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 Taking you to that clinic is the greatest regret of my life.
Okay, so Jamie finally gets her attention here. It says Beth turns, faces him. Her eyes are wild. We got to see that moment. Tears streak from her cheeks. Jamie walks to her. So you can see all of this happening. The actor has gotten themselves there in that performance. So by the time we get to that moment, that's what they're seeing. It's taking over her breathing. It's taking over her body. She has the tears, the emotional availability, and that point of view in here. Again, beat by beat, this is playing out in front of our eyes. And this is what happens when you get great material, great writing in front of great actors. There's no difference between this and what you end up seeing in this script. The actors are fully capable of bringing this material to life.
Regret of my life.
Of all the awful shit that you have done in your 45 years on this planet, Jamie, that is really saying something. What did you name him?
He's named after me.
There's so much to unpack in what has led up to this and the dynamics and the relationships, but you can see it all. You can get a sense of that from both of these actors. You know, Jamie could have lied to Beth here, and you can see the moments where he has to consider lying and not telling her. But would that mean that she would get set off even further? Can you lie to Beth, or does that create more destruction? So you can kind of see that he's got to make a decision right here of whether or not that is going to be beneficial to lie to her or just to tell the truth. And at this point in time, once he's kind of caught in this, he's got to do that.
Of course he is! It's what the world fucking needs, is another fucking you!
Beth. But Dad doesn't know about this. Nobody knows about this.
Don't worry about me telling him.
Okay. So it says she turns and she starts to walk down the street. He catches up to her. She doesn't stop walking. Again, this is exactly what we see. So the actors don't only have to get where the scene is asking them to get, performance-wise, but also blocking-wise. There was movement to this that the writers wanted. They wanted this kind of walk and talk scene, and that is exactly what they got. But the actors are doing what the script is asking them to do.
I'm gonna take him from you. I'm gonna rob you of fatherhood, Jamie. You don't deserve it, and he deserves better than you. Next time you see him, you can kiss him goodbye because he's as good as gone.
Right here we have Jamie stops dead in his tracks. So she was walking and continuing off, and Jamie stays. It says now with Jamie as he walks back to the car. Interior Jamie's car day. Jamie sits inside. Panic washes over him. I think we can clearly see that taking place here. He lets out kind of this primal scream as all of the weight of what just took place hit him. That wasn't necessarily something that we see that the script called for, but that the actor did in the moment that was fitting to still hit what we have here. Worry and hate and fear swirl around him like smoke. So that's that confusion and this kind of whirlwind of emotions that are hitting him in that moment, and it's materializing in this way. I'm going to stop right here. It says he starts up the car, he drives towards the ramp. His eyes fixed firmly on Beth. So this is something in the script that starts to set up the audience following as they're kind of misguided into something. And that guidance here for the audience is for us to think that he might actually kill her right now with his vehicle. And so they set this up where he's in this panic, and obviously he gets himself to that spot in that car where we could actually believe maybe he's losing it a little bit. He's panicking. The fear is swirling. What is he going to do with that? And then all of a sudden that starts to go into, whew, I can fix this. And that's on Beth. And so you see in his eyes this very still moment of being fixed on that. Okay, he wasn't just looking around or there's Beth. It has to be so intentional from the actor to get that beat to play. This thing does not create itself. That's why it has to play out as they have it scripted. Eyes fixed firmly on Beth. Whether it's intentional or he's simply so flooded with emotion, he no longer controls his actions. The vehicle is headed right for Beth as she walks to the ramp. So that is our scene right there. I hope you guys can see the importance of bringing to life what the writers already have here. The writers are the showrunners, they are the executive producers, and they know what they need for their show. And when you have actors that come in, and let's say this is for an audition, if an actor has audition sides and it's for a television series and you don't hit the beats that are scripted, I start to think, well, geez, do we have an actor that saw it and decided not to play it, or an actor that saw it and didn't know how to play it? I don't know which is worse. So they've got to figure that you don't know how to act, or you do and decided not to do what they told you to do. And we do not need a rogue actor on our set, and we do not need a bad actor on our set. It is so important that you guys are paying attention to the beats and hitting those beats. If you want to bring things in addition to that supports it, so be it, but you must hit what they have here. This is their show. Imagine if this actor didn't listen to the stage direction, and this one, and then this one, and then this one, and you have 6 different actors in a scene and none of them hit the beats that were here, you wouldn't even have this story or these characters, because you would have lost everything about that has integrity from the writers and a through line through the actors, through the director, through the editors. And by holding that integrity together, you have Yellowstone. And every other show in existence that has a certain dynamic, tone, pacing, and reality that it is set in, which is every show you have ever watched. This is how important it is. If you guys are at home and you want to become masters of the blueprint, here is what I recommend to you. Go online and find scripts. You can go to scriptslug.com, thescriptlab.com. These are both good resources to where you can download scripts just like this. I would recommend reading the script and then going and watching the episode and check it out beat by beat as we just did today, so you can start to see the intentionality from the actors, from the very beginning to bring these stories to life. If you don't have this level of specificity and intent behind your acting today, that might be one of the reasons you are not booking as often as you should be. Hey guys, we want you working. We want you on set. We want you to turn your dreams of being a professional actor into reality. Start becoming a master of the blueprint, and we will be one giant step closer to that. See you guys on the next one.